Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 4, titled Silence the Whispers. This will be my review of the episode. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about the episode. This review will contain spoilers also, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out and then come back to this video. Also, later on this week, I will be doing a Walking Dead Q&A, so in my community section of the channel, I made a post. Go ahead and leave some questions down there, and I'll be answering them in a video later on this week. But with all that being said, let's get into the review. Alright, so I liked this episode. I did. It's not my favorite of the season so far, but I still like the episode a lot. It was one of those talking episodes, and that's okay because we need episodes like this every once in a while just to see where all the characters are at. And since it is the midway point of the first half, it makes sense for it to come this episode. Also, this episode was directed by Michael Cullets, who plays Abraham, and I actually thought he did a really good job behind the camera. I thought the camera usage during the action sequences at the Hilltop were great. There was a lot of lingering shots, and lingering in a good way. Like there wasn't a lot of cuts or anything like that, which I don't personally like in action. So I thought that was really well done. And yeah, Michael Cullets, I mean, I'm liking his episodes that he directs, so I can't wait to see more. I know he's also directing some episodes in the spin-off, so we're gonna see some of that also. But going back to the actual episode, starting off with the opening minutes, I really liked how the opening minutes and the ending came together. You know, it just like this full circle thing, and he kind of made it like Michael Cullets made an episode that sort of stands on its own in a way. Like everything just came full circle, and one thing came and they finished it. Now they're moving on to the next thing. Nothing was lingering on to, like, we know where they're going, but it was no BS cliffhanger and trying to get you into the next episode. I liked how he made like an episode with a good beginning, middle, and end. So that's why I'm liking what he's doing. But the opening minutes was great. Particularly, I liked I like one thing specifically was Daryl bringing Carol the plate, and we had that flower there. I don't know if that was a callback to the Cherokee flower, but to me it was, so I liked it. And then we had that accident at the Hilltop, and it was a great introduction, but it just took so long to get there. And at the end of it, I like the last 15 minutes, dealing with the walkers and stuff. I wish there was more Whisperer stuff in there, because I'm assuming the Whisperers are in there. I really am. We saw at the end the whispering thing also, so I'm sure that was telling us that yes, the Whisperers are among these walkers, and then or behind the walkers at least. Maybe they're not like actually within the walkers, but they're probably the cause of it. And then we also got the thing from Rachel, who says that she saw a whisper, or she thinks she saw a whisper. But yeah, I wish we got some more hints that the Whisperers were actually there. I was hoping the Whisperers were attacking them or something, but I guess not. But we'll see when the Whisperers are going to actually attack. But the action sequences at the Hilltop were great. I loved Judith and Michonne killing the walkers together. That was awesome. Judith was pretty awesome with that katana, so that was really cool. I also really like the conflict that's going on in Alexandria, and honestly, I might like that more than I like the action at the Hilltop, because they're doing a really good job with building drama and conflict at Alexandria, and I'm all for it. I'm loving what we're seeing there. The whole Lydia, Negan, the highwayman, Gage, I think his name is. Yeah, Gage. Like, they don't like Lydia, and the problems among, they're trying to figure out what to do. They did a really good job building that conflict, so I did like that also. We got some Negan and Daryl scenes, which was great. I didn't expect that, honestly. Like, I expected it to come like sometime, but it just came super quick, so I liked it. Like, Negan was just talking to Lydia, and then Daryl just barges in. I was like, whoa! Negan and Daryl face to face. We haven't seen that in a while, so like it just came super quick, and I like that too. And then Negan saving Lydia was great. We saw those two. I mean, they can obviously connect with each other and they relate to each other. And it's interesting how the people who were like essentially villains, or at least introduced as villains, Lydia, or she was part of the Whisperers, not really introduced as a villain, but she was part of them. And then Negan. It's funny because those two, we're rooting for them in a way. Like, at least I was. Like, I didn't like what the people, like the Highwaymen and Alexandrians, I didn't like what they were doing to Lydia and Negan. So that's interesting to me how they somehow made the villains, made me at least root for the villains. So that was pretty cool. Well, former villains, I should say. Former, not villains anymore. But we saw what happened at the end. Negan escaped. So I kind of think I know where that's headed. Hopefully Negan goes and meets Beta and Alpha. We'll see if he does what he does in the comics, or they do it in a different way or whatever. But they did say Beta is gonna meet Negan this season. I cannot wait for that. I'm thinking that's where they're going now, because he escaped and he's probably gonna end up meeting the Whisperers. He's probably gonna run into the Whisperers, and I can't wait for that. That's gonna be awesome. The Michonne and Ezekiel kiss. I knew I had to talk about that because it's fun. It's really funny looking back at Comic-Con, because when that trailer dropped, like, that was a big thing everybody was talking about, and then it was like a little kiss. It didn't even mean anything, and I liked how they were kind of joking around with each other afterwards. Like, Ezekiel was saying that wasn't my best, and Michonne was saying that it's been like so long, you were pretty good. So I liked how they were joking around with each other. Really good friends, you can tell. You know, it wasn't awkward or anything like that. So I liked it. It was a really cool and funny scene, and that was probably it. You know, I don't think it's gonna expand upon that. It would be interesting to see, and surprising. It would be surprising to see it expand upon that. I don't think it is. So it's just funny looking back at Comic-Con in that trailer, and now it was just a little thing like that. And after watching this episode, I want Ezekiel and Carol. I mean, I've been wanting that for a long time. If you've been watching my videos, I said that since the beginning. But like, cause I'm one of those Carol and Ezekiel people. I don't really see Carol and Daryl together, so I really hope Ezekiel and Carol get back together. I like Ezekiel being happy, and you know, I want him to get back to who he was, and hopefully they end up fixing it and getting back together. And hopefully nothing bad happens to one of them, because that would suck if they just, like, one of them ends up getting killed during the Whisper War and they never, you know, get back together. But hopefully things work out. You know, Ezekiel and Carol can get back together. But another thing I also want to talk about was Magna. Ever since Magna's character description dropped way before season 10 happened, you know, we were learning. It was interesting because it was like saying something like Magna is gonna be protecting her, looking out for herself and her own people, and that might be at the stake of others. And every single episode we're seeing her, you know, it seems like something is really frustrating her. Well, we know what that is, you know, the whole situation that's going on. But more and more, she's getting more frustrated. Episode 1, we saw that. In this episode, we saw that. So it's going to be interesting to see what direction her character goes. And I don't think she's going to, like, completely turn on other people or anything like that. But just like the description said, that she's gonna look out for herself and her own people before others, because she's not that familiar with everybody like, you know, Carol and Michonne and Daryl and Ezekiel. They're all very close with each other, but not Magna's group. You know, they haven't known them for that long. Maybe a couple. How long has it been? Because they came after the 6-month time jump, right? So probably a couple months, I want to say, maybe a year, because there was like 2 time jumps from episode 15 to 16 in season 9, and then the premiere also picked up with a time jump. So if any, it's been less than a year for sure. That's what I'm saying. So they're not that close, like, opposed to other people. So if anything, I think that maybe they're going to be in danger and somebody might end up dying because Magna chose her own people over them, and that's going to cause some more problems between the communities. That's what I would guess on. I also love the realism this show has now, and Angela King is doing a great job, and I've said that so much, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but you know, it's really amazing, and you can tell the group of writers that because Angela King has said in the past in interviews that they look at history, and you can tell that when they're writing these episodes, they really want to make it realistic and the situation is realistic, and it's really paying off because I am loving the stuff that's going on in Alexandria. Like, I'm loving the character stuff more than I'm loving some, like, because it is a Whisper War. Before this season, I was expecting a lot of action and a lot of battles, but that's not really what we're getting. We're getting a lot of more like psychological stuff, how the characters are dealing with all this, the fear side of it, characters dealing with other characters. So much realism is added to this show, and I love it. But to wrap up and give my final thoughts on the episode, this is a really, really solid episode. It was one of those talking episodes, like I said, but I like the talking stuff. I like the character stuff. So for me, I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below if you felt the same. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about the episode in the comments down below. I am going to wrap it up there, so hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. I will be posting my trailer breakdown for episode 5 soon, so be sure to subscribe to be kept up to date with that. Again, I will be doing a Q&A later on this week, so be sure to leave some questions in my community section of the channel. But with all that being said, Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.